people. Today I want to talk to you about 10 celebrities, 10 really successful people who have used their intuition, who have been living intuitively and created tremendous success. So number one is Oprah. Of course it had to be Oprah. So she really believes in trusting your intuition. She's always used it to help her with her business decisions, and we know how far she's gone with that. I mean, she's done amazingly well, and a lot of that is, she would say is down to her intuition. Number two is Nikola Tesla. Now, Nikola Tesla is well known for creating extraordinary things that are so far out of the technology that most people understood. Some of his discoveries we're still really coming to understand now. In fact, with Nikola Tesla, he often talked about that it was actually when he was alone, that was when his invention and his inventiveness came to him. Like he really believed that he had to be alone, he had to be able to listen to that inner voice in order to be able to get the inspiration in order to create all the amazing things that he did create. So the third creative person that I want to talk about is Madeleine L'Engle. Now, you may not have heard of her. I mean, we've all heard of Oprah. A lot of us have heard of Nikola Tesla. He was an amazing inventor. Madeleine L'Engle, she was a writer. She actually understood physics. She was actually the person who wrote A Wrinkle in Time, which they recently made into a movie. It was the kind of movie that helped a lot of us, when we were little, actually get interested in physics. It was an extraordinary movie. And in fact, it was an extraordinary book, which they've recently made into a movie that had Oprah in it. And Madeleine L'Engle, she talked about the fact that, the left brain, which, she often referred to as your mind, that your mind could be very limited. That you actually had to listen to your intuition, because your intuition is what would take you beyond your limitations. So the fourth celebrity I want to talk about is, again, someone that we've all heard of, at least most of us have heard of, is Alan Alda, who's an amazing actor, and he was so well known for his authenticity, and it's one of the reasons why he was so well loved. I want to read to you Alan Alda's a quote that he when he talks about intuition. "You have to leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition. What you'll discover will be wonderful. What you'll discover is yourself." See, Alan Alda really understood that intuition was what enabled you to tap into the patterns of your own life, that enabled you to really find those things in life that were really going to work for you. So the fifth person I want to talk about is Agatha Christie. And she used to think about intuition, that intuition was like reading a word without having to spell it out. And for her, when she was writing, and we all know how successful Agatha Christie was. I mean, she wrote so many books that have been made into so many different movies. They're still being made today. Her books are still being sold today. I mean, she was very prolific and very successful. And she wrote following her intuition. So, and now the sixth celebrity I want to talk about is a physicist, because Niels Bohr is maybe not somebody you've heard of. He was one of the founders of modern physics and quantum physics, and in fact he won the Nobel Prize for Physics. And there's a famous quote from him of like, no, you're not thinking, you're just being logical, because he understood that logic, the right wrong part of your brain, it wasn't necessarily the part of our awareness, the part of our consciousness that helped us see deeper into things. And that if we wanted to extend our awareness, extend our knowledge and our understanding, we had to tap into our intuition in order to be able to do that. So, so the next person I want to talk about is Ingrid Bergman. Now, Ingrid Bergman was an amazing actress, and she was really well loved in her day, really successful. She really believed in listening to your intuition. You know, she actually would talk about that, you know, training your intuition, because she understood that you could train your intuition so that it could be more consistent. And you know, she talked about when you could train your intuition, then it would tell you what to say and what to do. And so that is what enables us to build success and tap into our brilliance, is when we have that trained, or what I call conscious intuition. So the next celebrity I want to talk about is Steven Spielberg. Now, that's another name that, you know, most of us have heard of course. And it isn't just that he's, you know, an incredibly successful, you know, movie maker. It's that so many of his movies were actually kind of leaders, you know, they in the sense that they often were either at the beginning or actually they were the movie that started off a whole new trend in movies. So, and he's had a very successful career for many years, and obviously still ongoing. And he talks about that your intuition is what tells you not necessarily what you should do, but what you could do. And it's in the what you could do, that's where we get to expand the boundaries, and where we get to grow what is possible, and where we get to really express our brilliance. So the last person I want to talk about is Albert Einstein. Now, Albert Einstein, like Niels Bohr, he was a physicist, but he was someone who truly believed in your intuition, and he believed that, you know, if to solve problems, that's what you needed. You needed your intuition. And in fact, he used to talk about the intuitive mind as a sacred gift, and the logical mind as a faithful servant. And he would sometimes bemoan the fact that in our society, we've really paid attention to the servant, but we've forgotten the gift. And of course, you know, from my point of view, in the end, the gift that our intuition gives us is the gift of ourselves, the gift of our own brilliance. There you are. There's 10 celebrities who've achieved amazing success through living intuitively. And so if you want to continue to live intuitively and become, you know, train your intuition, listening to more of these videos would help. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And I've also got the link below to my book, The Soul's Brain, The Neurology and Logic of Your Intuition. And until next time, continue to choose to be brilliant.